The BRS has not taken any stand on one nation, one poll. BRS MPS says that the nation is an accepted fact, but one poll is written with a lot of complications as far as the constitution is concerned. It's not as easily done as it is being said. Listen in.
One Nation, One Poll is back in focus. A special committee to be headed by former President Ramnath Kovind. What's BRS's stand on it?
Well, look, one nation is an accepted fact. We all know that we belong to one nation. One poll is written with a lot of complications in the sense constitution. Whether one is opposed or not is another matter. That is a political stance, understand. But it is not that easily done as it's being said, because it requires constitutional amendment. One poll, are you trying to say the state and the center together, or center at one time and the state at one time? They have to come with clarity. Now that the committee has been appointed, they will deal with or talk to the opposition parties and the various views in the country. So that is good. But as far as our party is concerned, we have not yet taken a stand, because I have not talked to the Chief Minister, nor has the party met on this particular issue. But since it has been there for very long, we have been discussing this. There are two aspects to it. In a democratic federal setup, suppose all of us in the state wants to dissolve itself and go to polls, you are stopping that. That has to also to be taken into consideration. So because no state would do that easily unless there are strong compelling reasons. So there are democratic reasons. That has to be taken into consideration. This technicality which I told you, accepting it has to go through a constitutional amendment, which is not merely majority in the House. It is totally changing it.
Now, crossing back over to our reporters, Arun, I want to come to you next. Now, considering that this development, all right, we have a small change in plans. We're going to be crossing over to CNN News 18's senior editor, Pallavi Ghosh, for more on this. Pallavi, over to you.
Well, there are going to be important ramifications if that's what you really want to ask me, what happens with one nation, one poll. First of all, it's not going to be a quick decision. I think the government has also testing the waters, and they've also actually set the cat among the pigeons. And if you go and look at the reactions which are coming in from multiple opposition parties, barring one or two, most of them have made their stand clear, and their stand is, of course, that they're completely opposing the entire idea of one nation, one poll, because they feel, one, it's a diversionary tactic. Second, it's an intrusion into a federal structure. But as we know, it's a constitutional amendment which requires the assent of at least 50% of the state legislatures. As of now, when you look at the statistics, most of them are ruled by non-BJP governments. Of course, some of them are considered to be friendly, like in Andhra Pradesh, whether it's in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, I would say, and Odisha. So there's not much of a problem over there. But at the end of the day, will the other political opposition parties agree to the idea of one nation, one poll, especially if in their case it means cutting short their tenure? I've been talking about the example of Karnataka as well as Himachal Pradesh, for example. If hypothetically, for argument's sake, we say, okay, it's going to be implemented from 2024. So there are almost 4.5 years left to go for both these state governments. Why would they even agree to cutting it short? Especially those governments which are midway, which are sensing a sense of anti-incumbency and would like to use a last leg to kind of cover up. So there is going to be that kind of an opposition which comes in. But I think the BJP is also going to try and prick holes into opposition stand. For example, of Samajwadi Party, Ram Gopal Yadav may objecting to it today, but there are sound bites earlier of, say, Akhilesh Yadav, who has supported the idea of one nation, one poll, saying that we are ready to contest both the state elections as well as the Lok Sabha elections together. Also, from the point of view of the BJP, there is no guarantee that if you are going to hold simultaneous polls, they are going to come to par in both the at both the levels. For example, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh together with Lok Sabha, but both of them have non-BJP states. So the jury is still out on it. It's a long process, long way to go. But certainly I think the process which the Prime Minister had spoken about more than a year back has already begun.
Absolutely, Pallavi, thank you for that. Do stay with us. Vinay, I want to come to you next. But right before I come to you, we're going to listen to another reaction that's come in. KC Tyagi.
I'm joined by the chief spokesperson of JDU, Mr. KC Tyagi. Sir, thank you for speaking with us. एक डिसीजन आया है गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कि एक कमेटी फॉर्म होगी जो देखेगी कि कितनी पॉसिबिलिटी है वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन को लागू करने के लिए, जिसकी कमेटी की जो हेड है वो पूर्व राष्ट्रपति रामनाथ कोविंद को बनाया है. तो आप ये कैसे देखते हैं कि क्या फीजिबल है ये आज के टाइम पे?
देखिए, हम आपको पहले तो ये स्पष्ट कर दें कि नीतीश कुमार जी ने अब से कई वर्ष पहले इस सुझाव का समर्थन किया था, लेकिन अब चुनाव से सिर्फ 6 महीने पहले एक कमेटी गठित करना, उसका भी अध्यक्ष पूर्व राष्ट्रपति को बनाना, जो आजाद भारत में 75 वर्षों में कभी किसी राष्ट्रपति को ये जिम्मेदारी नहीं दी गई जो सेवानिवृत्त हुआ. नंबर 3, सरकार को पता है, हमें भी आपको पता है कि इसके लिए संविधान में संशोधन होने आवश्यक है. 2/3 के बगैर संविधान में संशोधन नहीं हो सका और इस संसद में 2/3 का बहुमत सरकार के पास नहीं है, लिहाजा पास नहीं होगा और कमेटी का कार्यकाल बढ़ा करके चुनाव टालने का भी प्रयास किया जा सकता है. तो हम इसमें ये भी स्मेल करते हैं. और अगर सरकार वाकई में सीरियस थी, हम तो सीरियस थे, तो फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर की सरकार है, फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर है देश में, सारे मुख्यमंत्रियों को इन्वॉल्व करके, पार्टियों को इन्वॉल्व करके इसमें कंसेंसस बनाने का प्रयास करना चाहिए था, जो कभी नहीं किया गया.
लेकिन अब जब कमेटी बनी है, शायद तब स्टेक होल्डर से बात होगी, तब शायद पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज से बात होगी. जब आपसे पूछा जाएगा, आपकी पार्टी से पूछा जाएगा, तो क्या आप फेवर में हैं या नहीं?
हम तो आपसे पहले ही कह चुके हैं, हम तो इसका समर्थन कर चुके हैं. मैं एक सेमिनार में जाकर समर्थन कर चुका हूं. लेकिन ये वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन के लिए नहीं बनाई गई है, ये तो चुनाव टालने के लिए या कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट के लिए कमेटी बनाई गई.
All right, now crossing back over to our reporters to understand more about this story. Aryan, I'm coming to you next. Considering that this development, the committee being formed and the special session of Parliament has come out within the last 24 hours itself, is there any correlation?
NDA.
Aryan, can you hear us? All right, we'll try to re-establish that connection. For right now, we're going to be crossing over to CNN News 18's Payal Mehta, who also joins us. Payal, tell us more about the latest reactions when it comes to what political parties are saying across lines.
Well, of course, political parties across the line are reflecting on this very, very differently. You just heard KC Tyagi of the JDU speak about it. Earlier, also you heard the Samajwadi Party speak about it as well. So, political parties at this point in time seem to be a little speaking in different tones as far as the opposition is concerned. The government on its part has maintained that yes, a committee will be formed. The BJP has also come out and said this is a welcome move as well. But eventually it just boils down to numbers. It boils down to how the facts will really reflect. There are several opposition parties who are there as neutral parties. For example, YSR Congress and the BJD, which is of course in power in Odisha. Now these are the two states that go into elections simultaneously along with the Lok Sabha elections. So obviously their fate in a way remains unchanged, and they've been having these elections with the Lok Sabha elections for quite some time now as well. But this is a matter of getting consensus across the platform, because everybody is a stakeholder, states are stakeholders. If they have to get the consensus right, then they have to get everybody to come together. All the governors will simultaneously have to hold a session, ask for the dissolving of the assemblies. Will that really happen? Will that be something that the opposition parties will really agree to? That also remains a big focus, given the fact that there are some states that have won an election just very recently. Two of these states, which is Himachal and Karnataka, are both ruled by the Congress party. Will the Congress party really agree on this? The answer is certainly no. Given the fact that this has come in very, very suddenly, it's come in out of the blue, is what many political leaders are saying. And it's also come in at a time when the opposition alleges that there is an attempt by the government to actually divert attention from key issues, including the Adani report which is out, and also including the fact that they don't have answers for various things, especially Manipur, with the violence continuing in Manipur.
Absolutely, Payal. Do stay